This is why our experience is so limited and why our DNA has been deactivated. Because if our thoughts, as they exist today, were to manifest in real time, we'd collapse the totality of reality with the manifestation of our sick thinking. Our thoughts are out of control. We have to take back control of our thoughts so we can steer reality and take back our earthly realm. We are creator beings, God fractals, which means we create everything we see around us. We are the projectors and the observers. We are infinite human souls having an experience in a human body. We are finding our way out of a mental prison that we put ourselves in so we can grow wiser as souls. That said, it's not supposed to be like this. The earth experience has been hijacked. We agreed to put our higher realm souls through earth experiences to grow what's possible through love, a topic I discuss in my book. Overcoming duality, falling if you are an angelic or from whichever higher realm you are from here on earth, so that we can all grow wiser, so that God can grow wiser. The experience was hijacked, and many souls have become lost. And this loss of soul, this loss of self, is the result of our thoughts being out of control. This is why our experience is so limited, and why our DNA has been deactivated. Because if our thoughts, as they exist today, were to manifest in real time, we'd collapse the totality of reality with the manifestation of our sick thinking. We all have to overcome sick thinking. Sick thinking isn't a mental problem, it's a technology that was created. This is what I mean when I say we don't need to own why they did what they did to us. They did it because they are the result of, and therefore create in the image of, sick thinking. And projecting that worldview, or that sick thinking, onto naive humans who have had their memories erased, their DNA deactivated, and their reality inverted in order to co-opt the mind, body, emotions, spirit, and creative energies of those naive souls is a methodical technology that has been deployed on us. We are emerging from centuries of mass collective brainwashing, and so our power of thought has atrophied from misuse, just like our bodies and everything else. That said, we need to retrain our minds, redevelop our mental muscles, our power of thought. We must have the ability to control how we think based on how we wish to feel about anything, anytime, based on what's called for in the present moment. Time to reflect, go within, seek the guidance of our higher selves and our Creator, and to receive answers. When you have control of your power of thought, reality bends to meet your expectations. When you have control of your power of thought, you have control of your emotions. And when you have control of your emotions, you have the power to create the world you want to see simply by maintaining the way you feel. You also have endless energy, and your frequency hangs out at the highest levels of authenticity, because when you have control over your power of thought, you are being your truest self all the time, which is your most authentic self. When you are your most authentic self, you attract the highest timelines, people, places, and things to help you fully express your creative energies without compromise. When you have reclaimed your power of thought, you take part in collapsing duality, because every instant you remain locked into the now, and the absolute creative power within the now adds to the totality of now consciousness happening in the now, which is the I am awareness of now becoming aware of the now, or the awakening of the witness observer within, or the soul becoming aware of itself in juxtaposition to the self. The soul sees the soul and the self, while the self shifts from the experience of being watched by the soul to the experience of watching the soul watch the self, and the self watch the soul. The net result is the emergence of the higher self in waking consciousness, walking in a waking state with the divine intelligence guiding your path. When you are divinely guided, you are able to rest because the self will always ask more of you, but the divine will always remind you to rest. And so when you take back your power of thought, you can finally rest, because you're able to put thoughts and outcomes, a time to work, a time to rest, in the hands of your higher or expanded self, letting the part of you that is infinite intelligence make the decisions, while your task becomes cleaning out the noise in your mind and the emotions in your body that keep you repeating loops centered in avoidance, based on patterns of sick thinking, which were created back when you did not have control of your thinking. As you regain your power of thought, part of the challenge is simply recognizing what is repetitive or a loop, and to overwrite it with the new thinking you are now capable of, now that you have your power of thought back. Which is to say, Once you have your power of thought back, don't forget to review old thought loops to be updated with your new, divinely guided thinking. Like the awareness that you are good at what you do, and so the constant fear of being a fuck-up is outdated. Turns out you're not. You're actually very, very trustworthy. And so give yourself credit for how well you follow through and make a habit of exceeding expectations, even when it's just you and you. When you look in the mirror, there's a brief period before you arrive at the mirror, where your expectations are set about who's going to be looking back at you when you get to the mirror. Study that brief period. Who are you expecting to see when you get to the mirror, and who's actually standing there? I won't give away the ending, but if you give that a try, you may learn something about how you're thinking about yourself as you move throughout your days versus who you're actually showing up as and demonstrating to reality that you are, and who you're becoming based on all your right thinking and right decisions. In the movie The Matrix, they called it residual self-image, an old version of ourselves. When we take back our power of thought, we're able to notice what is residual self-image expressing itself as a loop, and what could be the new thought based on the new level of conscious awareness and reclaimed power of thought. We can decide in that moment how and what we choose to feel about any circumstance with our power of thought. In this way, what appear as failures become the next steps, or new creations that emerge from fulfilling needs, growth through functional creation. It's how seeds unfold, how miracles manifest, and how humans were meant to spend their time. The feedback loops are shortening, and manifestation is happening in real time. Have you noticed that what used to take months or years to show up in your life is now taking days or hours? The gap between what you feel and what you experience is collapsing. And it's not just in your imagination. The feedback loop between inner and outer states has shortened dramatically. Thought to reality latency refers to the shrinking delay between what you feel, think, or intend inside yourself and when it actually shows up in your external life. In the past, people might have said that being careful with your thoughts mattered because manifestation could take years to unfold. But now that lag time is collapsing. What took years to happen now happens in hours or minutes. This is happening primarily because of the planetary field acceleration. The Earth's own electromagnetic heartbeat, or the Schumann, has been elevating to higher vibrational frequencies. Traditionally stable around 7.83 hertz, this resonance has been spiking and sustaining activity at higher levels, often around 30 hertz, since around 2017, as confirmed by monitoring stations worldwide. The planet's base frequency is rising, creating a faster, higher vibrational environment, just as a quicker, stronger heartbeat pumps more energy and vitality through the body. This accelerated planetary field elevates the overall vibration, compressing experiential time and packing far more informational and energetic density into each day. What used to unfold in over a week or a month now fits into a single day. In this elevated higher frequency field, possibilities collapse into reality much faster. The entire shared energetic space is more dynamic and responsive, so your inner broadcast, your emotional and mental frequency, resolves almost immediately into matching experiences. A coherent thought of abundance or love aligns and manifests quickly, while incoherent patterns do the same if left unchecked. There's simply less buffer in a higher vibrational accelerated field. When billions of human central nervous systems stay in prolonged fight or flight, or in higher frequencies like those found in the Schumann, the shared quantum field thins. Probability collapse happens faster in a highly stressed field, whether positively or negatively stressed. Being highly charged one way or the other collapses potential outcomes, so outcomes happen faster. Planetary field acceleration, or the process of your inner emotional and mental state quickly shaping outer reality, has sped up because of collective nervous system saturation. With so much global stress, billions of people stuck in chronic fight or flight mode, the shared energetic or quantum field that connects all of us becomes thinned out. In this highly charged stress field, possibilities turn into actual events much faster. So your inner broadcast collapses into reality almost immediately, if it's negative too, because highly charged environments collapse probability. An angry thought or scarcity spiral manifests quickly as matching conflict or lack. A stress collective field accelerates probability collapse. So, what you hold in your nervous system today is what shows up in your life tomorrow. or even this afternoon. And because the delay is gone, self-knowledge has moved from nice to have to a survival requirement. If you do not know your exact emotional frequency in any given moment, you are broadcasting blindly into a real-time mirror. The speed is now so high that unconscious emotional habits create outcomes faster than the conscious mind can correct them. This is why self-knowledge is no longer optional. You have to be able to identify the exact feeling in your body within seconds. You have to know if it's coherent, like love, peace, or gratitude, or incoherent, like fear, anger, or shame. And you have to have a practice method to shift from incoherent to coherent at any given time, in seconds, not minutes. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.